Welcome, fellow lushes. Come on in, pull up a bar stool, and enjoy some cocktails with Dimples and the Beard.
Yeah. So we use pot. I'm excited. I'm
excited again.
I'm excited and I'm high. And when I'm excited and I'm high, I talk faster than I can't talk as fast as my brain wants to go.
Your lips don't move as fast as
so we're on that
them to.
We're on that pod match site where we've used it to book a few guests. So a few really good guests like Annie Temple and
for dating.
Clementine Moss. So yeah, we've booked some good guests on there, but we had a message come to us from some woman. I don't remember her name, so I'm not going to even. But the whole message, you could tell, was this message that they just send to guest after guest after guest, or potential host, I guess, to potential host to try and be a guest. And the thing was, somewhere in the message it said, "I can see that we share the same passion for sober living," and and I messaged her back and I went,
"Hold on,
have you looked at our podcast at all? I don't think we have the same. We drink on every episode." And then she was gone. Like, come on, people, pay a little bit of attention to what you're like. I don't think we're your podcast.
But I don't think so either. But that note, I'm gonna open the tavern. Since
let's get drunk.
We're gonna drink Miss Match.
I don't remember her name.
You were not a match. You imagine?
Well, it's funny because that pod match has like they have their own built-in algorithm, right? So it tells you like, oh, you would match with these people. So because cocktails isn't our name, we get a lot of match with like a lot of people that deal with
alcoholics.
No, with sober. Yeah, with sober. I'm like, what the? No, we're not. It's not. Cocktails suck with Dimples and the Beard.
Maybe we can match with AA.
There we go.
We could just have a couple of those people on. And
I mean, it would kind of be like, when they do like the gambling ad reads, and at the end of the gambling ad read, they got to do the legal talk about if you're addicted to gambling. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the same thing, right?
Throw in there,
right? Like,
if you guys are addicted to alcohol, please reach out to AA.
Because we do so many episodes based on our drinking, that like we got to throw one in that
we're.
Anyways,
get a little drunk.
Anyway, sober people, we don't want you.
We had sober people on.
Oh, that's right. Never mind.
We don't harp about it. But if we want to drink and drinky drink, we're gonna drinky drink.
Yeah, no, it's not about the guests. It's about I was just floored. I'm like, what? Who is doing your like?
It's
automated.
Sense.
I also got in
this.
I
wish you would have said something back.
I also got this, and we'll see. I got to know. Do you know who Peaches and Herb? Where?
Yeah.
Linda Peaches is coming on.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I got a message, but I was at first because the message just started with Booker, comma, and then it went in. So this is obviously a message that they send to a bunch of people as well. So I messaged back and I said, yeah, if this isn't a scam, we would love to have Linda on the podcast.
Hell yeah!
So Linda Peaches, I told her we are booked, so it's going to be February probably or something. But so we're really booked up. But yes, we would love to. That'd be great. And
oh yeah.
And then the person that I'm talking to, so that's awesome. I also have another artist that I'll pitch you. So I haven't heard who that is. But, so we'll see who it is. But yeah, Linda Peaches.
Nice. The legendary Peaches and Herb.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, when I saw it, I'm like,
are you the real?
Yeah, I'm like, there's no way. This can't be real. Linda Peaches wants to come on our podcast?
I can't wait.
I can't either.
Let's not let that go because that's going to be a good one. And you know what? If you're going to want to catch that episode, you're going to want to like and subscribe and watch and share. Leave a comment, please. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble. Well, it's not. Keep a pretty lady waiting.
People don't go there to fight.
Rumble.
Yeah, the way you introduced that, it sounds
like let's get ready to rumble.
Let's get ready. Anyway, so without further ado,
I can.
You can what?
Do you want to fight? Come to rumble.
You're making me a do again.
Sorry.
So without further ado, can we get this right? We're professionals.
Go.
So So without further ado, Fantasia Wilhoit.
Hello, hello.
Can you hear us?
I can.
Okay, all right. Good to go. Thank you very much for joining us, Fantasia
Yeah.
Wilhoit.
Yeah. It's so funny that you pronounced it like that.
Oh,
Tony on Kill Tony like kept saying it like very enunciated too. And I was like, why does everyone keep saying it like that?
okay, wait, you got to say it then.
So it is Will Hoyt, but it's just not like I just feel like everyone's like Will Hoyt. Like they're just very like
He was emphasizing it quite a bit. Yeah, just
yeah, and
maybe.
I'm like, is it a fucked up name? Like why
I
why
think
do
it's
we
so they
gotta
don't get
say
it wrong. You're
yeah,
Will,
maybe.
and
But
then what the hell's
I
that
was
rest of it?
impressed. Yeah, I was impressed you got it right. Most people do not get it, let alone they can't spell it. So,
Yeah, I could see that. I'd put a Y in there if I had to, I think. Just drop a random Y. I don't know.
Somewhere in
yeah,
there.
that it makes, it's hard enough for people to spell Fantasia, to believe it or not. I have to be
Ah,
like, oh, like the Disney movie, and they're like, oh, what about the singer? I'm like, same thing.
But what?
But
you mean the
I'm
two
named
words that are
after.
spelled the same?
I'm
You
named
should say.
after the Disney movie. Like that came first. Like Fantasia Barrina was not that much older than me. Like my mom didn't chase that lady around. Like, oh, I like that name. Like,
You should just like the. Nope, nope, it's not.
yeah, yeah. And it's funny too because people are like, oh, are you gonna sing for me? Like I mentioned, I used to work at Denny's and it was in a rough spot. So, it was people, are you gonna sing for me? I'm like, you gonna give me more money? Like just
People
because
thought you
my
were.
name's yeah, well, just because my name's Fantasia doesn't mean that I sing. I mean, I coincidentally happen to like to sing and I'm kind of good at it, but it's
Yeah.
not like I'm named Fantasia, so I automatically can sing. Like, that's not
Right.
how it fucking works.
Everybody named Whitney can blast it out too. It's just the way it goes.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, so we came to know of you through your Kill Tony appearance. Big
Okay.
Kill Tony fans,
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, I love
and
Kill Tony.
so walk us through it. It was your first time ever doing
Y-
comedy. Why there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. No,
So,
let's pick a bigger stage. Let's.
you know what? That's exactly why. Let me tell you why. Go big or
Okay.
go home, right?
Yeah.
So for me, like people have always been like, well, first of all, they're like, you're pretty funny for a girl. I'm like, what the f does that mean? Like, I'm a girl, like, okay, sure, I get it, but whatever. So I just, people have always been like, oh, you're so funny, like you're a great storyteller, like you should try to do something. And I've always loved comedy. Like it's always been such like a place to pull me out of like a dark place. Like it's you have to have a sense of humor about it or you're not gonna make it through. So for me, I'm like, you know what? Like, I need to prove to myself, like, if I can do this, and Tony Hinchcliffe is going to tell me if I can do it or not. So, like, if I absolutely bomb, then I'm going to be like, okay, not for me. Thank you, tried. So, but no, I thought it like went pretty well,
Yeah.
Hmm.
honestly. So, I
Yeah,
mean,
especially for a first time. I mean, it's hard enough to just go up there and then you pick that stage. And yeah,
yeah,
I thought it went pretty well too.
Well, you were very.
I
You said you
was
were
like
nervous, but you
shitting my
were.
pants, but
Yeah, when
yeah.
you went out, you seemed pretty confident. So that was fake it or not, but you look pretty confident.
Yeah, I just I love people. I feel like that's another thing like why I love comedy. I like making people laugh. I like making people feel good. Um like I said, I was a foster kid, and I was very fortunate. I was adopted at 12, and I have like the coolest biker dad that you would ever meet. So like, it's so funny because people like really crap on me with my tattoos, and they're like, "What does your dad think?" And I'm like, "He has as many as me, and he loves it when I tattoo him, actually." Like,
Nice.
Oh,
and so
really?
people, yeah, I have a machine. I used to work like at tattoo shops and stuff when I was younger, and so, yeah, I have tattooed my dad a couple times, so it's kind of
Nice.
cool.
That
That's a
is
cool
kind of neat.
experience. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool to do
Yeah.
and have it.
I have like this tattoo back here on my arm. It's like a triangle with a heart, and that's like the symbol for adoption. And
Okay.
it's the
Oh,
day I was adopted, and ironically, it's 420. So
oh,
now that I'm older and like a total stoner, I'm like, Dad, that's the best day.
Did you plan that, Dad?
It's so funny. But
Is
no,
pop?
or
so
the
for
way.
me, it was really like go big or go home and like to
Yeah.
prove to myself that I can do it. But I'm also not a person that like half-asses anything. So like if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
So
Was it your first
I
time signing up?
So it was, you know what's crazy? A lot of people are gonna fucking hate me when I say this. That was my second and third time signing up
Okay.
because they had two shows that night and I signed up for both.
Okay.
And okay, also on that note, a lot of people are shitting on me for mentioning that in Kill Tony.
Oh,
Because I like had made a joke, I panicked, and it was about an earlier episode, and they're like,
sure.
"What? What is she so dumb? She's not supposed to mention that." And I'm like, "Okay, you go do it, guy. I panicked."
Yeah.
So
You're really put in the spotlight. Yeah. I mean, your mind's probably
yeah.
racing all over the place.
Yeah, and so and people were like, "Oh, like, did you read this in the comment?" And I was like, "I did not read the comments. I have learned that already in my life to not read comments."
Yeah.
So, but
You
no, it
probably
was fun.
you sleep better at night not reading comments.
Oh my God. Well, you're not going to please everybody.
Fuck no.
You're never going to make everybody happy. Like never. I've worked in customer service way too long. I've kissed way too many asses and I've tried to make everybody happy and it's not going to work.
Never works.
Impossible
Uh,
task. Yeah.
y- yeah, and especially when you look like me.
Well, you.
Colored hair, tattoos, like a lot of women like clutch their purse when I walk by them and I'm like, bro,
Oh,
my
geez.
throat is worth more than your bag. Like I'm not gonna rob you. Like,
So before we get into your neck,
yeah.
He knows that's my topic.
so
I'm the tattoo
My,
I'm
guy.
not allowed to talk
okay.
about it until after he brings it up. So
Okay.
I'm assuming since you mentioned it, he was going to. So I just want to make a comment about your dad and your adoption. I was just thinking, so was it just happened to be on 420? He got really high and stumbled into an
No,
adoption agency.
no. So,
I'll take that one.
Could I just pick
yes.
one out?
Yeah, the story of my dad and like how they got me is actually kind of crazy. So my biological mother went to prison when I was like two. So my grandparents raised me for a little while. And then when I lived with my grandparents, my dad actually lived like around the corner. Their house was the bus stop.
Okay.
Okay.
And so I would hang out with their kids all the time, and I like pretty much called him dad, and they would always take me to family dinners. Like they literally
Hmm.
treated me like I was their daughter from like 7 years old.
Oh.
And then we moved away and I didn't see them but I still saw the sons at school. And then I went to foster care and I moved completely. And then I went to like another foster home like I don't know, a few years later, and I ended up going back to the school that we all went to together. And they were like, dude, where the heck have you been? And I like told them everything. And they went home and told my dad. And my dad looked at his wife and he goes, we're getting her.
Oh,
And
wow.
so, yeah, they did. They started the paperwork as soon as he found out. And then that has just happened to be the day that they set the court date for. It
Sure.
wasn't like he picked it. But
Yeah. Well, that's
no,
a wonderful story. That
Yeah.
really is.
yeah, I'm
Let's
beyond
stop
blessed
and
for my father. He is,
yeah. Let's stop
I
and
feel like I
say
can never repay my dad. He's the best. Yeah, I don't
yeah.
drink, but here's my Mountain Dew. So cheers to that. So
Cheers.
Code Red
Cheers to your dad.
only the best Mountain Dew
listen,
too.
I don't really drink soda, like
Oh
especially Mountain Dew, because it's the worst. But if I'm gonna do it, you have to drink Code Red.
yeah,
So
yeah. I'm a Code Red man through and
it's
through.
yeah, it's my favorite.
Yeah.
But yeah, my dad's great. I just feel like I can never repay my dad. My dad kind of saved my life in a sense because
Sure.
I was in a bad path, and my
Yeah.
dad like got me and was like, "Hey, you're not doing great." And his mom, my grandma, she's passed now, but she was a fantastic woman role model. You know, like she like her and my grandfather were together like over 50 years, and they we're
Yeah.
such like, hey babe, and I'm like, oh, I love that you still call her that, you know. And he goes, I don't know her name. And I'm like, all right. So like, you know, like we always have comedy in our family, and like so like my dad definitely like taught me there's like a brighter side to life. And you know, we weren't very fortunate, like we didn't have a lot of money, but my dad definitely made me wealthy and like father love, because that's not, you know. And he had a wife, but she left when I was like 16, and
Okay.
he has a new wife now, and she's great. But you know, I never really had a mom growing up, so like he was fantastic doing like both of those.
Yeah.
So
Good for
yeah,
him.
he's
That's
great.
fantastic to
Yeah.
hear.
Yeah, he's cool.
We don't hear enough good stories about men stepping up and doing the right thing, so that's cool to hear. Good for him.
Yeah, he's awesome.
So you get through your minute. You
Hmm.
you do fairly well on the minute. now you got the interview to do. How nervous
Right.
are you when? I mean, I assume you're probably more nervous when the minute is over.
Yeah, because then you're like, okay, in his unbelievable, when he said that when I was done, I was like, good, bad, I don't know how that unbelievable just sounded. Like it was so like neutral. I was like, did I fuck up or like was it okay? Like
Yeah,
so yeah, someone told me to pick a topic that I can just talk about, and my daughter
sure.
is definitely that topic. So it was easy to like do my minute because I like have like prepped it and I just talk about my daughter all the time. So that was easy for me. But to know like what was gonna come after it was definitely terrifying.
Yeah,
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 how do you prepare for that? Because you know they're gonna kind of rip you apart a little bit.
Yeah, I honestly have pretty thick skin, I would say. I guess like growing up, like life really has not been great to me, and you just kind of like have to learn how to grin and bear it. Like
yeah.
you put your face on and like, things aren't great, but like my grandma used to say, if you look great, they don't know if you don't feel great. Like, so you just have to
Oh,
like, no,
grandma.
I'm great. I'm fine. Like, yeah, you just keep going. So I've had guidance counselors when I was like in middle school, I was going through a bunch of stuff and they were like, Fantasia, like with all your stuff going on in your life, like I don't know how you maintain like my grades. And I like did sports and I just I've always been very good at like separating everything, but I'm also very great at like hiding everything.
Mm, sure.
But I feel like that's where comedy comes in play. Like you can just anything that's like dark humor, like you can like kind of get it out in that sense, and you're
Yeah,
like, wow, that was really fucked up, but I feel better.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
other people are like, I feel it.
yeah,
Just because like we relate on that level. I feel like as comedians, we have like the darkest thoughts.
yeah, for sure. And you're able to go up there and talk about them in a way that people laugh at instead of like treat it like a therapy appointment, right? Because I'm sure
Yeah.
if you've been through stuff, we've all been through the therapy and stuff. Sometimes it's good to just laugh at it instead of have to talk about it and
Yeah.
dive into it.
Well,
So
and and I always, like I said, I give my daughter tough love, and and you say, how do you like prepare for like being ripped into, basically? Like, I definitely tell my daughter, like, hey, like, fire station's down the road, safe haven. And she's like, Mom, I'm too old. And I'm like, that's what they want you to think, okay? Like, no child left behind. They'll take you, promise.
yeah, they're
So,
not
like,
going to leave you.
no one's gonna bully my daughter harder than me, but it comes out of love.
Yeah,
Like, she knows that, like, we had like a little situation at school where her teacher like didn't respond to my emails and I'm not the one. Like my daughter is like first and foremost, and I like went to the school and I was like, we have a problem. So my daughter knows that I'm in her corner 100,000%,
oh
but
man, yeah,
we have like a respect line. She knows that I'm mom, and but it's my job to like toughen her up because
yeah,
kids
Yeah,
are
it is.
savages.
yeah.
Life is rough. Yeah.
It is.
If
Yeah,
you're
it
not,
really is.
they can't learn it at home,
Thousand
where are they going to
percent.
learn it?
Yeah,
Well, and yeah.
and
My daughter's 12 and she's like she just started middle school this year and she's seen people like having fights and she goes, kids are crazy. She goes, it's really sad they
Hmm.
don't have parents to teach them better. And I'm like, it is. I'm
yeah,
glad that you recognize that. So,
yeah. No, I hear you. I have a year old daughter, and I'm going through some of the same things where,
oh
yeah,
man. And you know what? Girls are mean.
yeah,
Yep. I'm done. Uh,
I
my youngest
I
is
am
21.
oh
Haha.
my gosh. You know girls are mean. I'm sure you've
Yes.
heard countless
Yes.
tears and oh my gosh, she thinks I like her boyfriend, but I didn't even look at him.
yeah,
Like there's oh my gosh. I'm not thankfully my daughter's very introverted. She's very tomboy. She's not like me. We're total opposites. So I'm still falling for a lesbian daughter. I'm okay with that.
yeah, yeah,
So, I it doesn't matter. I'm like, as long as they're human, I don't care.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I said the
So,
same thing for the longest time too. God, please be lesbian. Please be lesbian.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
they're
I'm for it.
you're, you're gonna get the crying about the boys some point in your life.
Let me
It's
hold on. Let
coming
me
up.
clear. People are going to be mad because I'm like, oh, she's hoping her daughter's lesbian. No, she can be straight, gay, whatever. I don't care. I love her.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I hate that we have to say that as
Oh,
parents.
we
Like
we
it's
don't. We don't. I
Yeah,
don't. I'm
don't
not.
worry about it.
oh my
Yeah.
gosh. People
No.
know that I'll fight them over my daughter. So like no.
Yeah, exactly.
So the fighting, you mentioned it a few times here. So how did that help you out? I did want to later on.
Are we going into this?
Oh, because
No,
of Denny's.
I want to get into Denny's and the hood
okay.
and how that what kind
Oh
of
my gosh, you guys
could
have
you
no
write a
idea.
you can't tell me that's not going to be in your comedy at some point.
Oh, it's just like finding the. You want to hear my one of my top favorite stories at
Yes.
Denny's? There's two girls like sitting at the table. I don't know if they were drunk, high, whatever. It's 3 a.m. and it's just me and these two girls in the restaurant. And we're like all talking, having a great time, like we're laughing, like whatever. The one girl says something that triggers the other girl. She goes into her purse, grabs a taser, reaches across the table and tases this girl right in the forehead. And I was like, what?
Episode
Baby,
250.
no, you can't do that. Baby, no, you cannot do that. Like, what are you doing? And then she goes to do it again, and I just grab her hand, and I was like, we're not doing that here. Like, who
Stop
just
tasering your
tases
friend.
somebody in the forehead?
I've
Is that
never heard of that.
that's gotta oh man.
I've literally like taken a knife from somebody so they didn't stab somebody. There was a dude that came running in one time and just started wailing on a girl in a booth.
Ooh.
And I like pulled him off of her and I was like, you picked the wrong one. And the girl was like, there was cops in the back. So all of the like sheriff officers would come in at night. Riviera Beach officers would come in at midnight. I worked graveyard shift also,
Yeah.
so that's crazy. Um, But we were all friends. They all had my back. So like anytime I called and they were like, there's Fantasia from Denny's, and they're like, yeah, 10-4, we'll be on it. Like they are there. So like if there's a problem, someone's like, Fantasia, call the cops. They respond when you call. So like because like I would just take
There-
good care of them. Like, they come in, like, you want coffee? Like I'll give you coffee. Like it's coffee,
yeah, right?
like
Yeah.
but I take good care of them. So they'd always have my back. So the girl's like, oh, get the cops. And so I go get them. They get off their lunch break to come help her. And she goes, oh no, I'm fine. And I was like, oh no, you can get out then. Like I'm trying to help you and now you're fine. Like
Yeah,
that's
right?
not what we're doing here. So yeah, Denny's is wild. I always told my boss he never paid me enough to be
No.
the manager, the server, the chef, the bodyguard. Like I
The bouncer.
literally, dude,
Yeah.
I did all of it. Yeah, like I'd be by myself. I would have the whole restaurant to myself, and sometimes I'd get slammed. And my one chef, my poor guy, I'd be like, "Listen, I'm gonna go." Sorry, my cat.
It's
I
all
was
right.
like, "I'm gonna go take care of everybody, and then I'll come help you cook, dude." So like it would get crazy sometimes. And
Oh,
then
I
like
bet.
during COVID, they started the Uber Eats and DoorDash, and they started like online restaurants that you can only order food online to be delivered. So then no one was coming in, but there was thousands of to-go orders.
Yeah.
And even
Right.
now, they didn't stop that. So they're like everything. So I'm by myself and I have to do all of this.
Yeah.
So like, and people would come in and they'd be like throwing a fit, and I'm like, do you want to help me? Like it would
Right.
go a lot faster. Like
Yeah.
Well,
so
isn't that the
yeah,
worst?
Denny's
Where
was rough.
people that are in a restaurant, they see that it's super crowded. You're running back and forth, and they're like, excuse me, you didn't give me my, side of ranch or something.
Dude, yeah. And I'm like, I'm so sorry, I forgot. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Like I always try to like be
Yeah,
kind and like, I try to be the server that I would want at a restaurant. Like I always tell people there's two things in the world that I know I'm good at, and that's being a mom and being a server. Like I can run circles around people.
sure.
I'm just good at multitasking and I like people. So
Well, seriously, well, that's especially
I don't think I should
in the
take up
serving.
I don't think I should take up serving.
You could never serve. No,
I fucking hate
it,
people.
no.
would it be like waiting? Have you
No, I
seen
just
that? Do you
hate
know that
people.
movie?
If you asked me for the ranch that I forgot, I would probably come back and dump it on your head because I just like I don't.
What's taking so long with my food?
Ugh.
Every booth
Oh
is
my
full.
gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, well, you're not the only one here. Just,
Right.
Yeah.
I got to
it's
remind
hard.
you.
Yeah, it's hard. So,
I waited for 22 stints of it quite a bit. So, yeah, I get it.
yeah,
Dealt with it many times.
I wish there was like a law that everyone had to work in customer service for like a year just to like see what people are really like, man. Because, ugh,
I wouldn't
good Lord.
survive. There's no way I wouldn't make it.
You
I
wouldn't.
used to work at Kohl's too when I was like in my early 20s, and people would take clothes to the intimate fitting room and just defecate and pee all over it
Wait, what?
for no reason.
What?
Yeah. And then they're like, "Can you go clean that up?" And I'm like, "Can you go clean that up?
What?
What
I'm not
is
touching
What?
that." Yeah,
What?
people are
What?
crazy, man. People
Okay.
are
anyway?
crazy.
Have you been doing any mics since you got back?
So I'm actually doing one on Wednesday.
Okay.
Is that the first one since Kill Tony?
Yeah, because there's not really anything like in Port St. Lucie for comedy. Like
Yeah.
in Melbourne, I saw there was one girl from Melbourne on Kill Tony one time, but that's kind of far from me, honestly. So there's this place called Swampgrass Willie's. They're doing
Oh
some
yes,
comedy thing. Yeah, so I'm gonna
swamp
go there.
grass
On Wednesday,
willies.
I think.
Yeah.
Is that just a normal bar
I
that's
don't
having
know.
comedy?
I've never been,
Oh,
so
great
I
name.
yeah, I just Googled like comedy near me, like
Yeah.
trying to find stuff because like honestly, that's what you have to do. Like
Yeah. Get up there and
So on
Mhm.
Wednesday, how long do you have to have material for?
It's 5 minutes.
Okay.
That's
So
a lot more than a minute.
yeah, that was like 5 times as long. But no, yeah, it seems like 5 minutes. That's nothing. But up
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
stage, that's a long
hmm
time.
Yeah, especially if I had to do it at Kill Tony time. Good God.
Yeah.
It's like it's so crazy because like when you walk on that stage, it's literally like pitch black. And like
Hmm.
you can see the people like in front of you because the lights are just so bright. It's blinding.
Yeah.
So it just looks so dark, you just can't see anything. But like you can see the people in front of you. And then like once I realized I could see people in front of me, I was like, okay, make eye contact here. Like, don't be stupid. Like I I'm such a nervous turtle. Like I even now I'm like kind of shaking and we've been talking for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll go away. So what?
Yeah.
So now, what? How are you preparing for that? Writing it down, timing yourself, or
Yeah, doing both. So in my phone, I have like a notes thing that I've just like been putting stuff in.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because I literally like I do it a lot when I'm stoned. So I like forget things that I've like thought about. So then I'm like reading through my notes and I was like, "Oh, that's funny." I'm like impressed with myself and I
Yeah.
was like, "I'm funny when I'm fucked up." Like
Amen to that. Yeah.
yeah.
It's the best time. I know. I wish.
you
I
think
talk.
you're funny when you're fucked up?
Well, right, but I talk about it all the time. Half the problem is you got to record yourself or write it down or
Oh,
something because you forget everything. So
absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm like
Yeah.
when I'm stoned when I'm doing this thing, I have to just blurt my question out because if I wait, I'm not going to remember it. So yeah,
Do you want to so I think I'm going to go back to Austin next month. Trying to go and sign up again.
nice,
Do you want to hear this little joke I've been working on?
Hmm.
absolutely.
So, if I showed you all of my dogs, I have three dogs, one cat, and two chickens. Like, like they're like silky chickens. They're like super fluffy. So, but if you saw them, they're all black. Like all of my animals, they're all black. I don't know why. It's just how it's worked out. And my friends are just like, "Why are all your animals black?" And I'm like the Angelina Jolie of pets. Like I can't really, I don't know. They just need a home, you know? Like, and so we were talking about
Um,
we are like, oh, okay, how can we like, kind of play on this? And Tony's gonna love this. A lot of people might shit on me for it, but you know, they have a lot in common with Black people in general. I always say Black Lives Matter when I joke about my pets, and I'm like, Black Lives Matter, man. You gotta. I'm trying to help everybody, and I'm like, they don't know their dad either. That's fucked up. And the month of October is Black Dog Awareness. They have their own month too. They're just as important.
Black dog awareness.
I swear to God, the month of October, look it up. I think it's actually Black Pet Awareness because
oh,
black
that's a
pets
thing.
are, yes, the black pets are the least adopted animals because people are just afraid of them. Imagine that.
So
Oh,
wait. Black pets get a longer month than black people.
Yes, they get the whole month of October.
they do. They,
Yeah,
Did you
I
look
guess
it up?
No, I didn't.
No,
I'm
but
taking your word on it. I'm just saying,
Dude,
black
I
people get
I
February, so
I recently found out about this
they
and
get 3
I'm
more
like, this is
days.
perfect. So this is like the new minute that I'm working on, and
Okay.
I really hope that Tony loves it, and I think that he will, because you know how Tony is. I
Y-
did you see his apology thing?
yeah, yeah,
So I was telling everybody that it reminded me of like Zach Galifianakis on The Hangover when he was like, "I'll never change, never ever." Like,
yeah, yeah. No, it was great because he didn't need to
yeah.
apologize to begin with, but
No, but I mean, if you think about it, like Tony was previously canceled before because of the
yeah,
same shit.
pretty much, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
why was everybody surprised? Okay, because they don't know him. That's
yeah,
why they're
Right.
surprised. People
yeah.
who know him are like, that's Tony.
Right,
He's
Like,
been doing this for longer than we
right.
know.
So
yeah, and
I'm not
whether
gonna
it's just crazy.
I'm not gonna lie. I struggle with Tony a little bit because sometimes I think he's too mean. But like
Listen,
there's times when I'm uncomfortable for the person on stage, and I'm like, that's like you're hitting a
yeah,
little too
You
hard.
were a little defensive tonight when we were talking about
I
it. So what is your opinion? Do you think he was too hard on you?
no, because let me tell you why. I'm thankful how he was with me because I didn't watch anybody before me until the episode came out. And I watched the people before me and I was like, holy fuck, they ripped into these people. Like I don't feel like I got ripped into as much, and I might regret, knock on wood here, I might regret saying that because next time, I don't know, maybe he'll really fucking destroy me. But I like the Patrick Mahomes thing. I fucking loved. I thought that was hilarious.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And people were like, "You didn't hate it," and I was like, "It could help me meet Patrick Mahomes. Why would I hate it? Like, I
yeah,
want him to love the joke. Like, if I get that out of this, it's a win. I
right.
don't care."
Yeah,
But it's just making a joke about it. Like, but that's the thing. Like, Sam Tripoli actually came up to me outside after the show, and he was very polite. He was like, "Hopefully, we didn't hurt your feelings too bad."
Oh, okay.
And I was like, "Oh no, not at all. Like, like if you're gonna be in this business, like you have to like have a
yeah,
thick skin."
yeah.
But I feel like being a server has definitely helped me have thick skin as well.
Sure.
So
Yeah, for sure.
Well, and your life experiences,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
from what you've been saying, just a little bit of it. So yeah, it always helps out.
All
yeah. I'm
right.
just thankful I didn't get ripped into that bad. I definitely thought it could have been way worse.
It
So
could have. Okay. So
yeah,
hopefully next time
She gets ripped into more.
it's even more.
I mean,
and some people did not like that I didn't have a comeback for the St. Lucie thing. And in my brain, like it's so hard, like because if I wanted to say something vulgar back about my vagina, then I'm like gross, and because I'm a female comic and women shouldn't talk like that. And but for
Some
me,
female comics make a living talking about their vaginas.
absolutely, but like some people they're just like, wow, that's gross of her. But then
Sure.
also the fact that I was like, no, 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 they were like, oh, she knows it's true.
Oh, I never think of that at all.
And I'm like, I don't want to talk about my lady bits in front of everybody. Sorry.
yeah,
Like,
you just divert.
and I'm like,
Which
oh
is
no,
kind of what you
Tony,
did, yeah.
no, like, good job, Tony, but no, like, like, I don't know, it's funny.
I didn't see that one coming. I didn't see that one coming, but
No, it was a good one. Like, I'm not even gonna like, I'm not mad about it. It was a
right.
funny joke. I
Kind of
you
threw
have
you.
to like, yeah, you have to just kind of, give or take what you're gonna respond on. So
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, especially when they're kind of roast jokes like that, you don't want to go toe to toe with them anyway. You just kind of want to roll with them, and
You're not
take
going to
it.
win.
Yeah,
mm,
right. Just
yeah,
just take it, roll with the punches, and move on
yeah.
because
But yeah,
he's
just all
he's the
right,
king.
Tony, hit me again, Tony. All right. Like
I like it so much. So,
yeah.
all right. So, speaking of thick skin, since we've mentioned it a couple times, how bad does this hurt? How
Which one
bad
are
does
we
this?
pointing at? I
The,
can't
the,
see your face.
Any of
Sorry.
them. Any of
the
them.
throat. How bad does the throat
Oh,
hurt?
my throat was pretty terrible,
Yeah.
Oh.
to state the least. I did like okay, so I have this is Sleeping with Sirens. I don't know if you know that band or not.
Mm-mm.
So this is like their very first album cover.
Okay.
Um and it has they say that love is forever. That's part of the lyrics right there.
Okay.
And then it says if you can't hang right here, that's another part of lyrics, but how the
Hmm.
irony of it being on my throat is it makes me happy. Like people are like, "That's terrible," and there's a little guy inside going, "Ha ha ha ha!" Like I don't even care. It's funny. But no, it definitely sucked. Like 15 out of 10. I'm glad I never have to do it again.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Um, but no, it's very important to me. Sleeping with Sirens, they're like a pen alternative kind of metal band.
Okay.
But they came out when I was in high school, and I didn't have like the best high school experience in my life. I definitely had a glow up after school. It wasn't like my high school experience was like absolutely terrible, but it wasn't great. And I did try to like take my life in high school, and their music was like kind of like my saving grace and like what I kind of like crutched myself on. And so to have this like every day I see myself, and this is like the first thing that I see, and it's like a
Yeah.
reminder that like you are strong enough, you can do this, like you are important, like, and I was very fortunate enough to like kind of become friends with the band.
okay.
So they're really cool, like they're amazing humans as well. So it's been very like nice, and they were like, we're so glad you're still here. Like, they're very genuine people. So for me, like it's even the pain was worth it. Like it was probably my number two most painful tattoo, but it has been the longest. Like the other one, number one, it didn't take that long. This one, it was a lot of sessions, and
Yeah.
it definitely was worth it for me though, because it's a good
Yeah.
reminder.
And knowing you got to go back to finish it off
Yeah.
has got to be
I have a
work
Yeah. Well,
yourself
I'll
up
tell
for
you,
that.
this chin thing, I
Oh,
did it like 3 weeks straight. Like I went, got the letters. The next week I went and got the shading. The next week I went and like did like final touches.
see, that
And
hurts. Just talking
oh
about it.
yeah. So my number one though, do you want to know the number one most
well.
painful?
Yeah.
Let me guess. Can I?
Okay.
May I venture? Because I'm pretty tatted up. I got them
Okay.
everywhere. And the only time that I almost tapped out was the back of the knee, like the knee ditch. It was
Oh, the
the
ditch.
yeah.
So that sucks. I have all of the Power Rangers on my leg actually.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
have, you want me to, I'll show you if you want.
Yeah.
I'll never say
I
no
don't
to
think
tattoos.
I don't think I saw that one. I saw all the Nemos, but
So they're like it's all of the original ones right here.
Okay.
But yeah, I have his little like Saba sword, Saba staff goes into my ditch, and that was pretty brutal. But I honestly thought like the whole back of the leg was easier than like the shin part.
Oh,
I
really? Okay.
That's why it's not colored in, because fuck the shin.
oh, okay.
So number one for you is the shin.
No,
Oh, okay.
Oh,
All
okay.
right.
I just don't want to do it.
Okay. So where's number one? Let's do number one.
My palm.
Oh.
Oh,
I threw up getting this bitch done.
Oh.
It
okay.
was absolutely terrible. I did both of them, and like my dominant hand, we did a three, and it fell out pretty bad. But I was laughing on this one. And then we got to my weak hand, and we did a five on this one, so it went a little deeper. And I was like, "You gotta stop! I'm gonna throw up."
Oh.
And then I went and threw up, and I was like, okay, just get her on there and like, let's be fucking done. And he was like, no, let's do this. I'm like, no, she's done. We're done. Like, mm-mm.
This is not happening again.
Yeah. And he's like, when are we going to touch it up? We got to do it. I'm like, we're never touching it again.
Yep.
No,
Yep.
so it's supposed to be like this mermaid. This is like a siren, and it was like her normal self, and then it had a portal, and it was like a skeleton tail over here, but it's like it's super gone. And it didn't help that when I got these, I installed cable at the time, so I
Yeah.
just ruined them.
Yeah. That's tough when you're moving them around like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, those weren't gonna stay off
Mm-mm.
for forever.
So
No.
you tattoo as well. You said you
No.
tattooed your dad.
Yeah, when I was younger, like I apprenticed and I would
Okay.
like tattoo here and there, but I know how to stay in my own lane, and I cannot tattoo like some of these people are insane.
Yeah.
I do not have the capability. I can do basic white bitch tattoos.
Okay.
Okay. So what did you? How many
So
have you done on your dad? And what was his first one that he wanted you to do for him?
the adoption tattoo.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's cool.
just so it's like our matchy thing.
My parents they winter in Port St. Lucie.
Oh,
So
okay.
so if I'm ever in Port St. Lucie, I'm going to knock on your door and say you can give me a little tattoo. So I haven't been
I
down there
have
to visit
friends
them
who
yet.
own
So
well, I have friends who own a shop, and they're like my tattoo sponsors pretty much. I'm very blessed and fortunate that they don't really charge me very much for
yeah,
tattoos.
yeah, that's
So
nice. Yeah,
yeah, I just kind of like, oh, here's a nice tip, and that's, but
It's always
so on
nice.
my profile, like, hey, you need ink, you gotta go here. So like, they're always promoted. So
yeah, for sure. I love it. It's good to have a tattoo artist in your pocket, and once you find one, like I have two guys that pretty much now they're the only people that work on me, and but I will still go. I'll get road trip tattoos for fun because it's. But I've ended up with some bad road trip tattoos. So
Yeah.
see, and here's my thing. I don't like, okay, I have one tattoo that I regret, but it's not a bad Dunley tattoo. Like it looks very nice. I just regret it. I got it for a stupid reason. So it's getting covered up. Um, but I have been very picky with my tattoos, because I was very fortunate to start at a shop like at a very young age. So I always saw like high quality work from the shop that I worked at. So I've always been really, really picky about who tattoos me.
for
So
sure.
I really like I love getting that compliment when people like meet me in person and they're like, "Oh my God, all your tattoos are actually nice." And I'm like, "Thank you so much." Like thank you. Like
Yeah,
I
Hmm.
took a lot of time to make sure that happened.
yeah,
So, yeah, I don't have it. I like the idea of getting a tattoo when you go somewhere, but I also know that they just do it because it's overpriced touristy crap. And
yeah,
I could get that same tattoo at home for like free. And like,
yeah,
hey, I went here, I want this.
yeah, for sure,
So for
for
me, I
sure.
can't justify it. So
Yeah,
yeah, my aunt, she's like, let's get a Vegas tattoo. And we go to Vegas, and I'm like, we can get a Vegas tattoo back home and ask Jay and get it done for free.
well, I do have a Vegas tattoo, but
Oh, is it a good one?
I have a Vegas tattoo because it was at Vince Neil's shop when it was still there,
Okay,
and
that's fair.
and I had to because I grew up. I love Motley Crue. I've loved Motley Crue since I was 8 years old. So I had to get one there. But yes, I got way overcharged. Let's just put it that way.
Let
You
me tell
think?
you, the one person who I very much would love to get tattooed by, and I honestly would not care how much it costs, is Megan Massacre. I don't know if you
Yeah,
know who that is.
I do. Yeah.
I look up to her so much. She like when she was younger, she told a story about like people would pee in her ink because they didn't want her at the tattoo shop because she was a
Wow.
female tattoo artist. And
Mm.
Yeah.
I just like she has like her own like brand called Grit and Glory. Like just where she came from and like where she is now, like I just look up to her so much and like her style is kind of like how I like my style and she does amazing tattoos. And
Yeah.
so for me, like that would be the one person that I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna pay her a lot of money for a
Yeah.
tattoo.
Yeah. There's so many good female artists now. I just
Yeah, it's
it's
amazing.
incredible. Yeah. I
Yeah, but
love
I
it.
just stay in my lane because I'm not like that. So
Yeah. So you're saying you wouldn't put a tattoo on me?
no,
Okay. All
I
right.
don't. Mm-mm.
All right. All right.
I would definitely take you to my friend and be
Now,
like, hook
well, that's
hook my
okay.
man
Now,
up.
sorry, mom and dad, I'm never coming to visit.
Wow, way to go. Way to break up his family. Wow, what's going on? So what and if it's personal, you don't have to tell us, but what are your 13, the check like up
Oh,
on
yeah, my tally marks.
your
It's so
tally marks?
funny. Everyone's like, "Is that your body count?" And I'm like, "Please don't make me add another one." Like no, so 13 is like my family's lucky number. So I have 13 like on my hand right here. This tattoo has 13 dots. I have like a rose on the side of my face. It has a number 13 in it. I have this 13 tally marks. So it's more of just because of like my family relation to it. And my grandma, she passed away October 13th, in
Hmm.
2017 on Friday the 13th.
Oh wow.
And so 13 has kind of always just like really been her thing. And even though she wasn't my biological grandmother, like her and I were always very connected. And I just loved her so much. And so, like, for me, like, I would just get little 13 tattoos all over me just because it's like in memory of her. Like, there's not one tattoo on me that I can't tell you what it means because they all have meaning. Like,
Sure.
not one I just got because I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like they all have meaning. So
Yeah. So forget the 13th or the 13. What about the 9 3/4? What is this all about?
it's Harry Potter. Come
Oh,
on. Come on.
I
And I
don't.
have the glasses and the
Okay.
scar and the Deathly
What
Hollows
did
right
you think it?
there.
What did you think it was?
You gotta. I've never read a Harry Potter book. I've never seen a Harry Potter movie.
Oh
So
my
furthest thing
goodness.
from my mind, I'm like, well,
It's like poor
No,
guy who's
so
only like 9.5. He just doesn't.
oh my gosh. Wait, so yeah, no, I like growing up, my mom,
perfect. Oh.
my like stepmom, she loved reading those books, and that was like the one thing that she like actually talked to me about.
Okay.
And but no, I love those books.
Sure.
Like, like as a foster kid, you're just like, oh, my letter can come, please. Like you're just hoping for a miracle that it might be true. But they're so well done, and like I love those movies. It's a whole fantasy world, and my daughter, she's 12, and she really loves Harry Potter too. And we don't live that far from Universal, so we used to have passes, and we've done all that Harry Potter stuff together. And so
Nice.
for
Sure.
us, like I love it, but it's also been like a very big bonding thing for my daughter and I as well. So. It's just nice. I love Harry Potter. I love all the magic behind it.
Well, now you're just making me feel like an asshole for saying that. Damn it.
No, you're not the first. People are like, "What is that? Is that like part of your phone number or something?" And I'm like,
Oh,
so it's not the worst that I've heard.
You can't remember my phone number, so I tattooed it to my hand. I
yeah,
guess.
God, I hope they don't change my
Yeah.
number.
Yeah, I don't know. People are weird, man.
They are, and I don't judge anyone for liking Harry Potter. I haven't watched them or read them for any reason, just never worked out. So I don't know. Someday I will. I actually own all the movies. I just haven't watched
Yeah.
them yet.
Some people don't like the movies that they really love the books because there's a few things that isn't to like book.
Sure. Yeah.
But I mean, if you love Harry Potter, you just appreciate how well they did it. Like there
Yeah.
is no like ugh, whatever.
Not like Wicked.
I haven't seen that yet, so I don't know if I will
I
either,
I saw it this
honestly.
weekend, and it's not that it's not good. It's just that it's really, 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 really long.
Ugh.
And I didn't realize that it was part one. And
What?
yeah, it's part one. So I don't know if you've ever
What?
seen it. I've seen it in the theater, and
You
there's
mean the play?
what? No,
You
the
saw
movie.
Oh, well, right.
The
But
movie. Yeah, the movie is part one.
yep.
The movie gets to the point of the theater play to the intermission of the theater play. So then the second. So it's really long. It's really, really long.
Yeah,
And
I'm definitely not going to theaters to see that.
they drag it out. Yeah.
They must have added a bunch of shit because
You
I
think?
already have like horrible movie theater anxiety. Like I absolutely don't like to go. Like if it's something that my daughter is like all about, like she used to love the Sonic movies, and so I'm like,
yeah.
okay, let's go, or the Super Mario, she was all about that. So like I'll go, but like I just don't like to go. Like people are rude. I
Yeah.
first of all, I can't handle rude people. I have like because I am so about respect and like you just, dude, respect everybody else at the movie theater.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if you're talking before it starts, but once it starts, like, shut up.
Shut up. Yeah.
I
Yep.
just
And
I
I
think
will tell you.
I just did it probably 3 weeks ago. I told some kids behind me to just
Wait,
to
yeah,
zip it
no,
until yeah.
I'll absolutely, I'll just be like, can you shut the fuck up? Like, I don't care. And then whoever I'm with, they're gonna be like, Fantasia. I'm like, no, no,
No,
I
that's
paid
right.
to be here. Like, if you want to go talk, like, go somewhere else or come during the day when no one's here.
Right.
Like, I can't stand it. Yeah, but
I agree.
that's why I loved during COVID because they did like for $40. I'm like, I would spend more than $40 going to the theater. I get to sit in the comfort of my own home and like just be comfortable for 40. Yes, I'll take it. Like
Yep.
that was probably the only thing I really enjoyed about COVID.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't. I love the theater. I just love
I do
going.
too.
But I'm with you. There are when we were watching Wicked this weekend, there was a woman in front of us with her cell phone out, and I'm like, what? Like, really? Can you? But yeah, people are. I mean,
Uh,
you get it everywhere.
I
Right.
don't
No
know.
matter where
It
you go.
drives me bonkers. Yeah.
You're gonna get it at your comedy shows too. People are gonna fucking.
Oh. Yeah. Well,
So,
then I can just say mean shit and it's fine.
right, right.
Like when
So,
I go to the movie theaters and I say mean shit, it's frowned upon, but there it's welcomed.
right,
So,
exactly.
You
Nice thing you
gotta
can take out some aggression.
gotta learn the crowd work if you're gonna get into it, right? You gotta be
hmm
quick with the comebacks, and which
yeah,
I
I
think you're good at. I think you'll be
serving
good at
has
that.
definitely helped. Yeah.
So speaking of aggression,
Oh,
you did roller derby. What was the roller derby name? Because these always crack me
gotta have a
up.
name in the team name and your name.
Oh my gosh. So I only did it like not even on a team. It was just for fun. It
Okay.
wasn't like I took it very seriously. It was actually, I think, during COVID. I got skates and tried to just like pick up a hobby and wasn't very great at it, but I don't know. It's fun. It's fun
Yeah.
to do different stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like going to the beach. I used to play softball and like that is fun, like just hitting the bat and um taking my aggression out that way. I just I don't know. I always say, like, I'll fight you. Like I act like I'm such an aggressive person, but I'm such a cuddle bug.
I'll
I
fight you. That's
yeah, but
pretty
like that's just the
aggressive.
thing. Like I'll defend my people 100%. Like I don't like to fight. Like I used to fight a lot when I was a kid in foster care and that's why I say my dad kind of like saved me because I was hurting people and I like I would get bounced around from foster home to foster home because I would get into fights and like people, would just it's terrible. Like some foster homes they just don't treat kids very
Sure.
well. And if I had to show my ass and fight another kid to get out of there, I would do it. Like
Yeah.
it's and it, yeah, it just sucks. But
Sure.
I'm
Definitely
such a
can
lover.
definitely be able to hold your own if you're keeping the people straight. The Denny's in the hood, so you can hold your own.
Yeah, I mean, I just like I said, I'm super nice. I just have a very no, I don't tolerate bullshit attitude, and I don't tolerate disrespect. That's like one thing my dad always said there's a difference between being rude and disrespectful.
Right.
So I don't handle it well. That's probably like the one thing that I just is my instant. Like if someone's like disrespectful, I'll be like, "Excuse me?" Like
Yeah. Yeah.
no. But no, I'm really nice. Like people that I've worked with at restaurants, they're just like, "You're way nicer than I thought you were gonna be." And I'm like, "I know it's just my face. I'm so sorry. Like if you just ask me for help, I'll happily help you."
Yeah.
But yeah, but I would rather people like be scared of me than treat me like crap and walk all over me. So,
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
So on a kinder note, when did you start modeling, and when did you decide that that's something for me?
um, so when I was younger, I was like 19, and one of my friends like was starting like a photography business, and she just asked me if I would like model for her because she just needed somebody, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool, and then so I would help her like more often. She just took photos of me, and then
Okay.
I went to like this convention where they had like a bunch of like photographer model thing. I went with her, and I met these people that worked for Vans, the shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I did like their street team for like a year. So it was just like my feet and stuff. So that was kind of cool. But I met a lot of cool people, and someone was like, "Hey, you should apply for this thing because you're kind of have this style." And it was a photo shoot for Inked magazine,
Oh.
and so I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And it's not the tattoo cover girl thing. It's not that. It was a while ago. So I applied for it, and they were like, "Yeah, we would love for you to come." So I went to Miami,
Mm.
and did this photo shoot for Inked magazine, and it was like such a good experience. And it was on my birthday, so that was like kind of cool too. So it was like a good experience. And then after that, like I was like, "Man, this was like really fun," and like it's so funny because I'm very like insecure as a person. Like I really don't care what people say about me, but I worry about like how people feel a lot. Like I want everyone to have a good time and be happy and like I'm like the host with the most. And
Yeah.
when I'm modeling, like I have such like a different confidence. Like it just but my photographer, it's just me and my photographer. Like when I all of my pictures are just me and one-on-one. Like
Oh, still to this day the same photographer?
I've switched photographers.
Okay.
I used to have one in Vegas, but the ones more recently, they've gotten like way better. This is a guy named Justin Dean. He's out of Washington, D.C. So I literally will like catch a flight out of Orlando at like 7 a.m., go to DC, get there at 11, shoot at like 1 o'clock, go back to the airport at 5 p.m., go back to Orlando, and then I'm home like in one day.
Wow.
Oh,
Just because like he's amazing and like I feel like his photography has really helped me like go to like my next level. I feel like he's gotten me into some magazines, which is really cool. A lot of photographers don't like to do that because they don't feel like they kind of get any pay out of it.
Oh,
So,
sure. No.
but you know, for me, like that's like my dream. I want to model and I want to, you know, I want to be in magazines and I want people to like look up to me like that. Plus, you know, like I had this conversation with somebody, they like reached out to me about my modeling stuff and I feel like I'm kind of caught in the middle because COVID opened up like a lot of doors for certain people, like for plus size women, or you know, the OnlyFans thing started and that really took off. And
Yeah.
again, I don't have that, never will. I don't care if people have it. I just don't want to be labeled
Yeah.
that girl.
Yeah.
It's just not something I want. And people are like, "Well, you could post what you post now and make money off of it." And I'm like, "Okay, but that's not like I want to model. Like it's not that's not what I'm trying to do." Like and I feel like a lot of people just it get kind of gets lost in translation, you know, like yes, like boudoir modeling is risque and like, "Oh, why don't you do that?" Like it's you can still be classy and not naked. Like
Yeah.
you have to leave some to the like imagination.
right.
But you know, like Burlesque is one of my favorite movies, and Christina Aguilera, I definitely look up to her, and I feel like she's always been a pretty good role model. You know what I mean? Like she is such a classy lady, but she is like the definition of sexy back in the day. Like even now, like she's
Even
gorgeous.
now,
So
yeah.
yeah, she's man, I wish I looked like Christina Aguilera. Like even Cher, that lady's like 70 something and killing it. I wish I had that fucking body, man. Like dude, like, so no, I just, you know, I want to be like a positive role model. Like, besides my lip filler, like, I'm completely natural, which a lot of people like aren't anymore. And I feel like it kind of hurts me because like I have like a little bit of a tummy and like, so I'm not big, but I'm not small. And I'm kind of like trapped in this middleman. So, I'm trying to focus on it, but you know, like it's hard. Like, you know, you kind of get beat down and you know, there's times where I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. I feel like I'm not getting anywhere with it, but it's a dream and you know, you have to hang on to it. And if you
Yeah.
don't, then you know, what are you doing with your life? You have to have dreams.
Well,
So,
it takes a lot of character and because you have a very beautiful Instagram page, and I think it takes a lot of character to be because you could make some money on OnlyFans just doing what you're doing on
thank you.
Instagram.
No, thank you.
So to be like, no, that's not what it's about. I want to model. I'm not just here to. That's awesome. That's good for you.
Yeah, I mean, growing up, I used to watch like America's Next Top Model with Tyra Banks, and I remember like they had that first plus size girl that won, and she was like a size 12 or something, and I'm like, she's not even like that plus size, like.
Right.
But you know, I used to like watch those shows, and I remember being a stupid girl and like being in the mirror, like making like the faces that they're making and I'm like, oh, Tyra said to do this, okay, like I would, you know, like I don't know, like I would always like those things and then like, you know, when I got older and I had the opportunity, I'm like, yeah, like I definitely do enjoy this. But it's
So no
hard. I mean,
hesitation from you to do the pictures that,
um sometimes like
okay.
you know, I'll change my mind about outfits a bunch of times because I definitely am very insecure about things. There's like certain poses that I won't do,
Sure.
especially like sitting on the floor because my stomach is like all the rolls, and I'm like, no,
Uh,
thank you, Justin. We're not doing that one. Pick another one. Um, so I mean, there is hesitation, but at the same time, like I'm trying to be confident in myself and like believe in myself. So it's definitely like something that I constantly battle myself with.
sure.
Like, you
Well,
know,
what
so that's why
about
I say like everyone thinks I'm so confident all the time. And in my real life, I feel like I carry myself very well. But it's, every person has their conscience in the back that just makes you very insecure about things.
Of
So
course. Yeah, of course.
Well,
We all do.
yeah, I mean, and you've got to have some level of confidence to do those poses in those outfits because they look terrific and you look amazing.
thank you. Thank
So
you.
absolutely don't hesitate to continue on or think that, some of those models that are bone, I don't get it. I don't understand.
Well,
But
I mean, there's people that message me too, and like they're like, oh, you look great, or like, I wish I could look like you. Like, I also tell people like, don't forget, like, I don't even look like that. Like, yes, I am like you can see my curves, but like he definitely edits a little bit of it. Like,
Sure.
like there's one of my favorite photos ever taken. It was not by Justin, it was by another guy. It was my friend James. It was me like in my car. I had like blondish hair at the time, and I'm like halfway out of my car. I had a skirt on with like a bra, and I love that photo, but I watched him edit it because I was like, "Ooh, I don't like that part." And he goes, "I can tuck it in, but I don't want you to look at it when I do it because I hate when people see it." And so, people are like, "Oh, you look great," and I'm like, "That's not real," like.
Yeah.
well,
So I try to stay very modest about that as well. I try to stay very honest too. So,
Well, it's amazing for your daughter to have a role model like that too. Who you're.
oh, dude, let me tell you, this girl's a savage, okay? Like, I'll tell her, like, hey, I'm going to a photo shoot, and she goes, are you gonna wear clothes this time? Like, she's,
That's a kid. That's a kid
I
right
love
there.
it.
dude,
I love it.
no, she's funny though. But, like, we have, like, I'm very honest with her, and, like, and I tell her, like, I don't do this and I don't do that. And, like, I try to talk to her like a person, not like, and I don't baby her, but I let her be a kid. I feel like
Right.
that's very important. I didn't really
Yeah.
have a childhood, so for her to have a childhood is everything to
And
me.
what a
So
big difference when you say that. I don't baby her, but I let her be a kid because they are two different
Way
things. And
different. Yeah.
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely, yeah, no, mm-mm. She, ever since she was a kid, she's always been pretty independent. She likes to go to her room and kind of do her own thing, but like, I call her my noodle because she's like she's 12, she's 5'2", and like not even 100 pounds. She's like this tall, skinny little noodle, and she likes mac and cheese, ramen, chow mein, like all these noodles. And I'm like, bro, you are what you eat, okay? Like, and but I told her that one time, like, you are what you eat, and when I tell you my daughter's a savage, like when you have kids, you think it's going to be great because like you're like, I'm cool, like why would I not want a little me? And then like you forget about like the asshole part of you that's there, and it's like amplified when you have a child.
yep.
And my aunt was living with us for a while, and my aunt was a pretty heavy set lady. And we're out back making s'mores one night, and my aunt had one, and then she was just eating marshmallows. And my daughter goes, Aunt Mary, are you just eating marshmallows? And she goes, yeah, I like them. She goes, you are what you eat.
Oh.
And I'm like,
Oops.
real. Oh my God. Like, the shit she says would make me cry.
Yeah, I have to have that talk
And
with my daughter all the time. I'm like, the shit that you say to me, you can't say to other people. You can call me fat and tell me I'm pregnant all you want, but you can't say that stuff in the real
oh,
world.
no, my daughter, one day there was this girl in her class. It was like last year. I can't remember the girl's name. But my daughter was telling me that she is like really fat and ugly and mean. And the girl came for my daughter trying to pick on her. And my daughter goes, you can't be fat and mean. You have to pick one.
I,
And I
She's
was
got a
like,
point. She's kind of got to have a
just
I was
point.
like, you
amazing
said
logic.
that to her? And she goes, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. Like, she's right. But like, so yeah, like, my no filter, I know how to filter. She does not.
She's
Right.
learning.
Right.
She's learning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I forget. Filters come with age. The kids don't get it.
Oh,
They just
No, they don't have them.
yeah.
yeah, but that's also like the point where we come in. We have to parent them and
Right.
teach them.
Right.
And that's like what people forget.
Yeah. I love to give my daughter credit when she gets a good roast in though. When she gets me, I'm like,
Dude.
that was
Oh,
amazing. Good for
dude,
you.
yeah. Today, you know, it's funny.
Don't say that to your
Today
mother.
we went to this little like marine life thing, and we both got these little rings today. They're like a fidget ring, and she goes, "Oh, Mom, we should put them on our bird fingers."
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
was like, "That's pretty funny." Yeah.
that makes sense. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, no,
Okay, we will.
she's great. That's why like it's so easy to talk about her because like she just gives me so much stuff to talk about and like she really is so funny and she doesn't even try. She
Right.
just
That's the
is
best kind.
naturally a savage. Yeah.
So you seem to kind of take on a lot of different things and conquer. So what do you have on your bucket list that you haven't conquered yet? What's your next
Oh.
adventure? Because you're obviously going to continue with the comedy for a while until
Yeah,
it takes
I
off.
would really like to. Yeah, that's why I said, you know, going on Kill Tony was like make or break for me if I could do it or not. So I'm a little nervous on Wednesday for this 5 minute thing, honestly, but I hope it'll go good. If not, I'll just be like, yep, I'm done. Cool, bye. Like I'm not afraid to bow out.
Okay.
So before this episode
Um,
comes out, you might not even be a comedian anymore.
I know I might be done. Yeah. Um, no, I've gone
Might be.
skydiving. That was one of my things. That was
Oh,
pretty cool. I really want to go on a hot air balloon. I know that's like random and weird, but that's cool. I want to buy my dad his dream car. That's like my
hmm.
number one thing I would love to do. It's very, very expensive and I got to get there somehow, so here we are.
There you go.
Um Yeah, it's no, my dad loves Rolls Royce and he
Oh,
would love
Oh,
yeah, a
okay.
Phantom Rolls Royce. And
oh,
dude, yeah, so I gotta be like super rich. I'm trying to get there. That's like my whole point in life. I gotta take care of my dad.
he's got expensive taste.
Yeah.
Good taste.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah,
I really yeah, me too for sure. No, my dad's cool.
Well, it is nice that you want to do something.
that's
We all
awesome.
want to
Yeah.
do something for him, and I hope it comes true.
Yeah, no, I really just my main focus is just to be happy and take care of my daughter, honestly. Like she's my best friend and she's I don't know. When I was younger, I honestly didn't even want kids and I always make the joke like to her, I'm like, I'm glad I didn't abort you. You know, I'll tell her that all the time. But you know, she's funny. She you know, she takes it, but you know, she really is my
Uh,
best friend and I'm so thankful for her because, you know, if it wasn't for her, I don't even honestly know that I would be here. She's definitely my whole light. So that's
they
really
ground you.
probably the only thing. Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for doing this. This was a lot of
No,
fun.
thank you so yeah, no, thank you so much. It was really cool because you guys like had messaged me and I was like, what? Someone wants me to be on their podcast? I was like, that's crazy.
I
Um,
never thought we'd hear back from you. Like when I saw,
why?
well, because I saw you on Kill Tony, and then I went out checked out the Instagram page, and just so everybody knows, you're 260 some thousand Instagram followers. I'm like, she's never going to see our message. Like, how would you? I can
No,
only assume when you post the beautiful pictures that you post, some of the messages there's probably a lot of messages, and some
Wow.
of them probably aren't worth reading. So I thought we might
so
get lost
believe
in the shuffle.
no, believe it or not, I go through my messages every day. I take the time every day to read every message that someone sends me.
Wow.
I feel like it's very important. There are things that I've had opportunities from Instagram. So I try to be humble and try to show appreciation to everybody who takes the time to message me. Of course, the weird ones, I just delete that shit because thank you next. There are weird ones, and I just, you know, I don't give them the time of day. But you
Yeah.
know, if someone's like being genuine or you know whatever, like I definitely want to respond because I can't do all of this myself. Like it takes a network of people to do things. You know,
Yeah.
like me posting something is cool and all, but it takes people sharing it to for other people to see it. So, you know, if I'm just responding and this, you know, people all the time are like, "Oh my God, you're actually so nice. Thank you for responding. I didn't think you would respond." And then like I'm like, "Why not?" You know, like I like to meet new people. I like to talk to people and but you know, it's definitely I can't do it all on my own. I have to
Yeah.
have the help of other people. So I try to make sure I always take the time to do that.
That's cool.
Very cool. Yeah.
So, and we'll let you tell everybody where to go find you. But what's the obsession with hats? With with that woot hat girl.
It's woo that girl.
That's a joke. It's a
I know.
joke. He
So
he dared me to say it.
that's so funny.
He
I actually have it
fucks
like
up everybody's name. Okay, he fucks up every. I can't let him introduce anybody because he fucks
that's
up
so
everybody's
funny.
name. So I'm like, you got to ask her what Woot Hat Girl is.
That's so funny. Yeah, people all the time. So if you saw my car, it's like I have it tattooed on me right here, actually,
Okay.
because it's like my whole. That's how people know me.
Kind of your
Like,
brand, huh?
yeah, like so my car, it's literally like the whole side of my car is on my
Hmm.
car. So like everyone in town, like if you're like, oh, that girl lives in Port St. Lucie on Kill Tony, I've never seen her. Look for my car. I promise I'm around. Like it's
Okay.
not hard. Like I definitely stick out. Everyone knows it's me if I'm driving by. It's
I'm
not.
te- as soon as we're done here, I'm texting my dad to see if he's ever seen the Woo That Girl car. No, I almost said it wrong,
If you
son of
want,
a
if
bitch.
you want, I'll send you a picture of my car on Instagram. I'll show you so you can like
Okay.
know. Like I'm not kidding. Like people, they know it's me. Like my friends will be like at Target and they'll send me a picture with my car and they're like, I'm like, hey, you're here. So
Nice.
no, but it's my whole brand. But people always ask me like why I got that
Yeah.
name or like how I got that name. And it's because I want people to look at my modeling pictures and go, who's that girl? Like I want it to be woo that girl. Like I want people to look at it and say that. Like that's literally the whole purpose behind it. So
It worked.
Yeah.
It worked.
thank you.
I'm
Thank
not going to
you.
lie to you. And I had to preface, I had to tell my wife tonight, I said, we're going to go because we interview a lot of beautiful ladies. And I had to tell my wife, I'm like, I'm going to go interview like the most physically attractive woman we've ever had on that because the tattoos, this is, yeah, I love your Instagram page.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I feel
Did you,
goofy.
You bet
here's
better
my
you can say it.
question.
He's blushing.
Did you show your wife?
Well, I said, you're going to look as soon as I walk out the door. She's like, no, I won't. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
she
let's
did.
just look now. So she looked. Yeah, we looked.
That's so funny. That's so funny. I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
I always feel like it's important to whoever your significant other is, you have to be able to check out people together.
Oh, hell yes, of
Um,
course.
because you can't have that. If you have a jealousy bone, it's, I'm not that person. So,
Yeah,
um,
Doesn't work.
you know, I take the compliments. I just say thank you with a smile because I know, like, I'm very flattered. So, I mean, it's funny because I go to Indiana, like, from a small town, and people will look at me and stare at me because I just stick out like a sore thumb. And my dad, what the fuck they looking at? I'm like, me? Like, I know that it's just, different, but, I'm an acquired taste for some people. Like, either you love it or you hate it. Some
right,
people hate the
right.
tattoos. I love the tattoos. And I don't care. They all have meaning for me, and it's whatever. But I
Absolutely.
appreciate it. I
Then you
hope
just got to be
that
you.
everybody else sees it. Yeah.
Yeah. All
One
right.
day, so the right person's gonna see it and it's gonna blow up. It's just I don't know when. It's just the one day it's gonna happen.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We keep saying the same thing about this thing too. So we agree and we hear you.
So tell everybody where to find you.
So my Instagram is woo that girl. If you Google woo that girl, like literally everything pops up. If you Google my name, everything pops up.
Good
So
job. Nailed that.
that's kind of cool for me. Yeah, like my family, like I don't know. I feel like they kind of like don't realize it. And I'm like, Dad, just Google me. Mom, Google me. And they're like, holy crap, it's actually you. And I'm like, I know. So yeah,
Awesome. Well, good for you. Thank you very much again for doing this. And if you ever
of
want to come back,
course.
if you ever want to come back on, let us know. We'll do it again.
Anytime. Yeah, anytime you guys want. I'm usually pretty free. Do you always do Mondays?
No, we just do weeknights. We do weeknights every other week because I have my daughter every other week. So we do weeknights like every other week. We both have day jobs, so
I'm
Yeah, you
usually
still
pretty
got to
free.
work.
So like if someone fails out or whatever, if you need someone, just let me know. I'm usually
okay.
pretty free.
All right, we'll do
Oh, all
that.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
We
appreciate that.
definitely
All right.
have been sitting here and had nobody show up on the other side once or twice. So
Oh, I
it
hate
happens.
that. Yeah. Well, if I get back on Kill Tony before it airs, I'll let you guys know too. I'm definitely gonna try to go back soon. So
Awesome, cool. Thank
Best of
you,
luck to you.
thank you very much.
thank you guys. Nice to meet you.
Thank you for listening. The tavern is closed for now, but we'd love to have you back for more fun next time. Seriously though, get your asses out of here.